Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Austin Moultrie, and we got the Talking the Talk podcast presented by the Poise Movement. So, just want to start out today. I got a couple guests with me. I got my boy Miles here with me. I got my brother Cameron with me. We got a real special guest. This guy is somebody that I got to know really well throughout the years. Somebody I consider a big brother. So, I just want to give it up for Khalif El Amin. Khalif, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Appreciate you having me, brother.
No, no doubt, no doubt. So, we want to start out just to ask you a little bit about your family. So, how are you and your family doing throughout this quarantine right now?
We're doing well. We're doing well. All in all, I got to say that we're blessed. A lot of pivoting, a lot of adjustments, but we're making do with what we have. Just figuring out that you can do a lot more with less during this time. So it's been good. Just spending a lot more time at home with the kids. Being a homeschool parent as well. So just a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily been able to do had this pandemic not hit like it did. But just taking the good with the bad.
No, fact. So I just want to give you a little bit of background on what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start off, with the initial question. We got a good amount of questions for you. Really think we really think it's gonna be some good ones for you, and then we're gonna go into the quick hitters. So just to start off with these questions, how has fatherhood changed you?
Oh man, fatherhood it's amazing. It's changed me in a lot of ways, but the main way I would say is just getting me to just settle down and just lock in and be focused. I won't say I was wild, but I was wild. I was wild in. I was wild in at times. But it just had me, just make me look at life at a different with a different purpose. And it's like, okay, the decisions that I make don't necessarily affect just me anymore. They affect, Nasir and Amina, my son and my daughter. So, anything that I do, whether that's, taking on a new project, coaching wherever I was coaching at, like I had to always have them in the back of my mind. So it just really just made me be, laser focused and really focus on leaving a legacy for them.
No, for sure, for sure. So for the people who don't know, you've had a real successful career on the court and coaching. So can you just give us a little background on your coaching and playing days?
Yeah, so when I was playing, I graduated from Rufus King High School 2004. I was co-captain of the team my junior and senior year. We had a really good team. We won state championship back-to-back in '03 and '04. Played with a lot of great guys, a lot of great teammates. A lot of those relationships I still have to date. And then after I graduated from King, I went on to fulfill a lifelong dream of playing collegiate basketball. So I went up to University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point.
Okay.
Had a really good career up there. Won some conference championships, whole lot of games, first team all conference, team MVP, things like that. So really just put the work in, and I saw that the results were paying out on the floor. So really just enjoyed my time in Stevens Point. Upon graduation, came back. I started coaching for AAU in 2010 for Playground Elite. Did that up until 2016 or no, summer 2017.
Okay.
And then, but then I started coaching high school as well. So coached for obviously Dominican high school, got 2 state championships under my belt there. And then most recently, I'm a varsity assistant coach at Nicolet High School, where we won the state championship 2019.
Okay.
And we were on pace to win it again. Yes, I will say we were on pace, but
Yeah, talk to him.
a global pandemic was really the only thing that was looking to stop us, and it did. But it's been really, really, really. I've just been blessed, really, and basketball just opened up so many doors for me.
For sure.
I got a question. What skills that you've attained through like playing and coaching throughout the years are you able to apply to like your life and career now?
Man, basketball has taught me so many lessons on the court, just from discipline, structure, hard work, teamwork, all those things that as athletes, you're engulfed in them, when you're playing, but then you don't know how much is gonna relate to you, once those playing days are over. Because like I tell the players that I coach now, it's like the ball's gonna stop bouncing eventually. So what are you going to take from this game, and what are you going to, use to help, propel yourself in the future? So, I mean, really, if I had to just narrow down one, I would say probably just leadership. I've always been undersized, so I've always played the point guard position. And I had in that position, you have to know the other four guys on the floor as well. So you got to know everything. So, and I just translate that into business. It's like, okay, I don't necessarily have to score, but the play doesn't care who makes it as long as we get the dub. So I would say that the leadership piece has probably been my main takeaway.
So we're playing. What's like the biggest way hoops has changed from back when you was playing like high school and college to now? Like what you think?
Man, it's a lot softer. On the court,
like
it's
NBA guys.
Huh?
I say you like the NBA guys. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not saying like we used to play like like the bad boys, Detroit Pistons, but it was a lot more physical, and I think a lot of that's on the court. Off the court, it's a lot different with my generation. Like our parents were like, how can I word this? So in the generation I see now, the parents or some of the parents want the coaches to be the disciplinarians, and then the parents want to be the buddy. Yeah. So it's like if you don't have that foundation, you don't have that structure and that respect at home, you making our job that much harder. So yeah. I mean, I just see a lot of that like buddy between parent and child, but then they expect the coach to be to lay down the law. So
for sure.
So kind of going off that, taking a little bit of a turn. So you've talked about definitely your success on and off the court as it relates to basketball, but we noticed you've been successful off the court, in business. So do you mind telling us a little bit about your business adventures and what Yes is all about?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Yes is a young enterprising society. We have a number of different things that we do, but our two main initiatives right now are our STEAM programming, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math, where we go into schools, teach the students about the latest and greatest technologies, and then show them how to build businesses around those technologies. And then most recently, we started what's called the Blueprint, and that's we started that in September of 2018. And that's a business accelerator for adults with tech, e-commerce, and advanced manufacturing startups. So through the Blueprint, we're able to provide seed funding, pair them up with mentors, just give them a lot of those resources and networks that they need to, build, grow, and sustain their startups.
Okay, and I know that's like you said. Yes, it's relatively new, but where do you see Yes going like in the next, let's just say like 5 years or so?
Yeah, we started Yes. We actually started Yes. I guess I'll back up. We started Yes in 2012, and so we started it it was just as a social outlet for young professionals. Because like my brother, we're the co-founders. So my brother went to UW-Madison. I went to Stevens Point. So when we both graduated, we came back to Milwaukee. And, when we're all, have been either been on college campuses or on college campuses right now, we know we're interacting with all different walks of life, all different types of people. So when we got back to Milwaukee, we were like, damn, the Black people hanging out on the north side, Hispanics hanging out on the south side, white people hanging out downtown. It's like, we're not used to that. So, like I said, the relationships that had been built, through basketball, we had some good connections with some of the clubs downtown, which at the time, this was 2011, you would walk up to the door and they'll be like, you ain't on the list. And you like, damn, you're not even holding a clipboard. Like, how you I'm not even on the list. Like, or they'll say something like, and this is all documented. Like, I'm not just bringing this out of nowhere. Or they'll say, your pants are too baggy. And you like, dude, I'm wearing fitted, damn near skinny jeans. Like, what do you mean? But yeah, so we were able to get our demographic into those venues that generally didn't. So this was 2012. Then, we would always couple it with a community give back event. So those community events, one of those were we would give away free haircuts for kids. And when we would be in those settings, we noticed that the students were still being taught the same way that we were taught. So that grew out the STEAM program. in 2013. So we've been doing the STEAM program since 2013. And since that time, we've taught over 3,500 students in 8 different states. And then most recently, the Blueprint started in 2018. So.
Okay. And then obviously, I know you talked a little bit about you and your brother being the co-founders of Yes. So can you tell me a little bit about just how that relationship has changed over the years with you guys being in business together? And you can tell us the good, the bad.
I'm about to say.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. No, I mean it's all in all, it's been a blessing. I mean, I see Austin and Cameron. Obviously they're brothers, and just to be working on a podcast, something as we may look at as simple as that. It takes a lot of communication. It takes a lot of accountability. And it takes a lot of respect. My brother, he's 2 years older than me. He was my first, best friend. We grew up playing ball in the driveway, in the backyard, playing games. Like he really instilled like that competitive nature in me, because like no matter what it was, he wouldn't let me win. Like we could be playing checkers or chess or video games or running up and down the driveway, whatever it was, like he wanted to kick my ass. So it made me just continue to work harder. And, like I said, I'm short now, but I've always been short. But like I was like really short back then, and he was taller. So like all his friends used to come over and play. And I'm like, I want to be on the court too. So like, let me boost my game up. So yes, I mean, we just always had like that relationship and that bond, going through a divorce, from our parents, it just brought us closer together. And then as we grew older, we just, went into business together, and it's really been a blessing to go through the good and the bad with somebody who you love dearly. So, I mean, it hasn't always been, sunshine and rainbows, but it's we get through it together, and we enjoy it together, and we grind together. So it's cool.
Oh, that's super dope. So just to kind of backtrack a little bit, you already kind of brought up the Blueprint Milwaukee. And we just kind of want to get a little bit of information on what was the inspiration behind creating that when you guys started that.
Yeah, so the Blueprint, that came about from an organization here in Milwaukee. They had a large tech event, and it was like 400 people attended the tech event this was like October, November 2017. Okay. So it was like 400 people that had attended, but there were only like 5 to 10 people of color. So one of those persons of color was one of the aldermen. So he went back to City Hall, and he was like, basically, for lack of better words, he was like, "This is some BS.
Yeah.
Like, where are my people? Like, why can't they have a seat at the table?" So 2 questions arose. One was, okay, who are those persons? And then 2, once those persons have a seat at the table, what can they bring? Mm-hmm. So word got back around to us, and like I said, we had been doing the STEAM work for middle and high schoolers, and we had already been bouncing ideas off about how we can tap into that adult demographic. Okay. So it was kind of perfect timing. So then we, some of the people who contacted us, we pitched it to them. We pitched our idea to the city of Milwaukee. They bought in. We pitched it to Northwestern Mutual. They bought in, and then we pitched it to Milwaukee Institute, and then they bought in. So, really just want to give underrepresented founders that opportunity and that access to the resources. So, since that time, since August of 2018, from our first cohort, we've graduated 4 cohorts, and we totaling 34 companies. Mm. So yeah, and then we're actually starting the 5th cohort on Monday. So really just finding that need and filling that void.
No, for sure. And then just kind of going off that, as the years have gone on, what's something that's really changed from, when you guys first started to now? What are some big things that you guys, or some innovation that you guys have made, throughout this time?
Man, I mean, I would say, most recently, obviously with this pandemic, going digital, because how it was structured, how the Blueprint was structured, before this, we had the companies come to our location, and, we had it, but, we had to make that adjustment. Now it's 100% digital. All 12 weeks will be online, and but with that, we're able to accept companies that are outside of the Milwaukee area, or even Wisconsin for that case. So now they can virtually attend, our Blueprint program as well.
No, for sure. And then just kind of going off this, we don't want you to be humble on this part. So I gotta ask you, and I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm gonna read it off of this. We want you to tell us a little bit about being named to a Milwaukee Business or the 40 under 40 list. First of all, how did you feel when that happened? And second, did it come as a surprise to you?
I was excited. I mean, I'm the type of guy where like I try to keep a pretty even keel. I don't try to get too high. I don't try to get too low. But when I heard it, I was geeked. Like I was driving. I got, I saw it. I saw the email, and I'm like, yo, like that's crazy. So right away, so it's crazy how it works. So like they send you an email on Thursday, but then they say you can't tell anyone until we release the names the following week.
Oh, so you were sitting on it.
Yeah, so I had to sit on it. So all that week. The only person I asked was Q, because I figured if I got it, he got it.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, did you get an email about? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, congrats, bro. Like that's good stuff. Like, right. So then that was the only person I said something to. So because they released 10 names Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
So obviously you couldn't say anything, but I mean it's a great honor. Like I don't downplay it, by any means. To be recognized for the work that we do, and for I think they had like close to 400 nominations this year, and to be selected, one of the 40. It's a blessing, but really it just makes you go that much harder, because with all the publicity and the visibility, you like more people. Like I mean, I'm in my office right now, and I literally have a desk full of like thank you cards congratulation cards and like things like that. It's like people you never knew would contact you. Now they're hitting you up, adding you on LinkedIn, like website hits, the analytics went off the charts. So it's like, it really just makes you just tighten up and just, make, stay on your shit, quite frankly.
Thanks.
And going off that, what would you attribute as being your biggest reason to being like successful as a young Black entrepreneur in Milwaukee right now? Like you doing big things.
Man, that grind, just proving people wrong, really is changing that narrative, because I mean, we all grew up in the city, and we know how tough it is, and people have a certain image that they already think of once they hear, once they see or hear African American young men. So really just working twice as hard as the 33, 34-year-old white man. Like I know that I'm not going to necessarily have the same opportunities or the same privileges as him or her that doesn't look like me. So I mean, really just almost having a chip on my shoulder and just staying paranoid, because like I know, like I said, with the 40 under 40, like not everybody's clapping for him. Mm-hmm. And people that's clapping for me, they might, secretly be like plotting. Like,
that's supposed to be me.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, it's it really just makes me, I mean, yeah, the work that we do, it speaks for itself, but really just makes me have to be like a better person, just making sure that I'm dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's to make sure that, nothing can catch me up.
And Khalif, we know that you've, as you talked about, have been successful in the business world, and a lot of people don't, find success on their own. So can you talk a little bit about some of the mentors that you've had over the years that you definitely can, attribute some success, coming from them as you've grown older? For
sure, man. And I mentioned him, and I'll probably mention him a couple more times. But my brother, Q, he's, I don't say it just because he's my brother, but he's a genius. He's, a lot of people are good at some things. Like he's very, very good at a lot of things. And, he just, anytime I need any advice, like, hey, can you look over this proposal? Can you look over this this email. Like, he's always there. Like, if I just need to talk to him, you know, personal business, whatever. Like, him. Yeah. So first off, gotta say Q. Secondly, our father. You know, he's always been there. He's owned his own social service agency for the last 35 years now, since 1985. So you know, just seeing him, seeing how he grinds, you know, seeing how he works, you know, all his business acumen, it's been great. And then some of my coaches, you know, still to this day, I still reference a lot of them. And then just, you know, some of my peers, like Al Hansen. I know y'all had Dwayne the other week, and he name dropped Al Hansen, but you know, Al's been my dude since he's a year older than me. So since he was 11 and I was 10, you know, we've been rocking. He's the, you know, head coach over at Nicolet. So, you know, that's my dude. Just got off the phone with him before I hopped on this call. So, you know, just taking bits and pieces from a lot of different people and just really figuring out who's really there for the right reasons. And just once you get that circle, the older you get, that circle is going to slowly, you know, close up. So just figuring out, you know, who's in it for the right reasons and just rocking with them.
What's been like the biggest roadblock or obstacle you've had to face up to this point right now in your life?
Yeah, we just talked about it, being a young African American man. I mean, it's an obstacle, but you know, it adds fuel to the fire, because people don't necessarily, I don't know, like I said, they have their perception of what you should be. So when you show them something different, then it's like, you know, it's like an ultimate shock. Like, damn, like, you know, you doing that, and you doing it, you know, and you doing it with your brother, like your real brother, like y'all got the same mom and same dad. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of those perceptions. It's just, and then I think another obstacle would be just the hate, I mean, you would think, you know, you would think with the work that we do, and you know how humble we try to be, and just, you know, keep our head down, just get it done, that it wouldn't find us, but it does. Like, you can't escape that, no matter what field or sector or, you know, avenue you try to go. So, you know, really just controlling what you can control, man, because it's gonna be there.
No, for sure. So now we're just gonna jump a little bit to, you know, some of the quick hitters.
Okay.
So these are gonna be something that you answer. You know, you don't take long. It just right off the bat.
All right, bet.
All right. So first off, we're gonna ask you. So, what are your top 3 favorite shoes of all time?
Ooh, all time. Gotta go with the Concord 11s. Those are classics. I'll say probably Air Force Ones, all whites. They're classics. And then, man, most recently, I've been rocking with the React Elements. I got like 5 pair of them joints.
Yeah, I got some too.
Like super comfortable. Like, you can swag them out with, you know, I can wear them at the office. I can wear them, you know, out, like run in them, like whatever. Like, yeah, I would have to say the React Elements, like both 55s and the 87s.
Right.
And Khalif, before I go into my second question, I had to talk, you know, about this with somebody the other day. But have you heard anybody outside of Milwaukee call Air Force Ones Dookies, or is that is that strictly a Milwaukee thing, or have you heard somebody?
That's a strictly Milwaukee thing. And I heard, I don't know. Obviously there's a lot of legends behind like where the name came from, but like I heard that Duke was one of the first teams to actually wear the Air Force Ones.
I heard that too.
And then that's how we started calling them Dookies.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know the validity behind that.
Yeah.
But yeah. But like, I've heard like all different types of names for them. Is like, you know, Dookies, G Nikes, Ones, like all like so.
He said all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one we're gonna go into is your top 3 favorite artists right now.
Right now, man, I've been listening to some older stuff. I mean, I don't really rock with the. I mean, I can't say I don't. I still I'm up. I listen, Moneybagg Yo, Lil Baby, like those artists. I listen to them, but I can only take so much, you know. But yeah, I mean, I right now, like I just was listening to Jay-Z on the drive, when I was in my truck. Jay-Z is up there. Fabulous is up there for me. I really rock with Fab, and then Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Hold on. You said Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh, so how you feeling about what he be saying? Is it you don't take that into consideration, or is just how you feeling about him?
About what?
Just about his comments. He rocking with the Make America Great Again hats, things like that. Some of the stuff he said, it's kind of been kind of controversial. So has that affected how much you like him, or is it it's just
No, I mean, Kanye is a genius. Like that doesn't affect the music that he made. I mean, he's had maybe one album where I didn't really, I wasn't really vibing to, but I mean, his bodies of work, they speak for themselves. Like, I mean, people gonna have. I mean, that's the country that we live in. Freedom of speech. Like he can rock a MAGA hat. Like. That's cool. I'm still gonna blast College Dropout. Like I'm still gonna blast it. Like it is what it is.
So staying on that topic, what would you say your top 3 favorite artists of all time are?
All time, Jay-Z still up there. Biggie still up there. And then probably just take Fab out and then keep Kanye in there.
Okay.
Next is what's your favorite quarantine snacks right now?
Man, favorite quarantine snack. I've been whooping some trail mix lately.
Really?
Yeah, I know. That's making me sound old, like I'm an old man. I've been like, I don't know what it was. Like, I got it one time. Like, you got your grocery list, but then you going through the aisles and then something just catch you. Like, they purposely put certain stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I grabbed it. And man, I go through like a bag every like 3 days. Like I be whooping. But yeah, it's I mean, you get you got your peanuts, your cashews, like I get the sweet mix, joint, the M&Ms and all that, and raisins and all that.
No, facts. Okay, so who are the top 3 players you've ever played against in Milwaukee?
Damn.
Yeah, think hard on this, because once people hear this, they gonna feel some type of way. So think hard on this.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Man, I would have to go all the way back to like AAU when I was like 10.
Okay.
Y'all might not know who he is, but a guy by the name of Billy Memmis.
Never heard of him.
Billy Memmis. He was a problem. Like I'm talking about like we both was like the same size, like very undersized, like, but he had like this real hard pound dribble, like awkward dribble, but like in his hezzy, like, man, he was cold. I would say Billy Memmis. Man, point guard position. That's tough. Man, that's tough. I'm trying to think what battles I had. Mike Taylor was tough in high school.
Okay.
Mike Taylor, he hit a late growth spurt too. We used to battle. And then another guy who you might not have heard of, Mooch, you might know, but Tanner Bronson.
Yep.
So Tanner Bronson, he ended up playing at he ended up walking on. I think he ended up getting a scholarship at UW-Madison. Mm-hmm. But he was tough. He went to Nicolet. Undersized guard as well. He was like one of the first guards who I seen when we was like 11 and 12, throwing left-hand passes, like right on the money, like boom, boom. But yeah, he was like, I would say probably Billy Memmis, Mike Taylor, and Tanner Bronson.
Okay. And then just following up with that, who are the top 3 players you've ever coached? And I would say most talented. Top 3 most talented.
It's got to be. I mean, number one is Jalen Johnson. And a very close number 2 is Diamond Stone.
Okay.
Number 3 would probably be, damn, I got it. It's two guys that's right there.
It could be
But,
3A and 3B.
okay, so three. So we got Jalen Johnson, Diamond Stone. 3A is Jordan Poole, and then 3B is Tyler Hero. So I coach both of them in A.
Okay. And is that in order?
I would say, yeah, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2 are in order. I would say 3. Yeah, 3A would be Jordan, and 3B would be Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Next is what's your favorite restaurant in Milwaukee right now?
Oh, my favorite one. Damn, that's tough too. It's either, I would say right now it's Daddy's Soul Food and Grill right there on 27. Yeah, so yeah, that catfish.
No, I
And
had
with the yams, the greens,
yeah.
gotta get the pound cake too.
Right.
But yeah, no, Daddy's is there, and then Upper Yard too. Upper Yard, I go there.
I've never even tried that.
Yeah, Upper Yard is fire too. Yeah.
All right, so Khalif, actually, Austin, Cameron, and myself, we actually had this discussion not too long ago, but we named some pretty good movies, but we want to know what your top 3 favorite Black movies of all time are.
Anything.
Ooh, y'all may call me soft, but Love and Basketball is up there.
Okay.
No particular order.
Okay.
So Love and Basketball is up there for sure. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. Love Jones is tough.
He said, yeah.
Love Jones is tough. And then I'm trying to think. I got one, but I can't even. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Love Jones, Love and Basketball. Damn.
Any actors you know in it?
Huh?
Any actors you know in the movie you think of?
No, I mean it's it's so many, you know. I'm trying to funnel it out. Like I'm getting a block right now. Love Jones, trying to think what's the last movies I done watched. Yeah, I don't know. Love Jones, Love Basketball. Yeah, what was yours?
I'm trying to think. What was mine? I think mine was Love Jones, Above the Rim, and Coming to America.
Coming to America was tough.
Yeah. What's yours?
I think I had Roll Bounce. I think I might have had like Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights was tough. Yeah, Harlem Nights would have to be there. Harlem Nights would be in my top 3 for sure. Yeah.
I can't remember the last one I had. I probably said something like Stomp the Yard or something like that. Like,
yeah. No, facts. No, yeah. No, Harlem Nights was tough just with the cast that it had, you know, Eddie Murphy, Della Reese, like Charlie Murphy, like Arsenio Hall, you know, Red Fox, like, man, like, and it was funny as hell too.
Hilarious. Cam, what's yours?
Mine was Friday. What was the other one I said? I know Austin put me on this. Probably He Got Game.
Yeah.
And then probably Harlem Nights. Probably I love that movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the last quick hitter we got for you.
Okay.
And we want you to we want you to know that this is not a trick question, but I do want you to think carefully before you answer this last question.
Yes.
What is the most talented team you've ever coached in your coaching career?
Damn, that's tough. I would probably have to say, man. Because you already know the team that the 2 teams that I'm
I already know.
If I had to say, man, that's tough. I think a lot of it has to do because like I'm still at the school.
Yeah.
I would have to go with.
Hey, it's all good. We know you're it's all good.
I'm gonna justify it though. So I got to go with last year's Nicolet team.
Okay.
Just with Jalen, Jamari, who's going to Georgetown, in the fall. And then, we had, James Graham still, Kobe, those two guys were young, along with Darius Bolden. But then with that team, we had a very, very like solid, like all our role players were like very, very solid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still coaching some of those dudes now, so
Right.
I ain't gonna do them like that. But
Right.
but a damn close 1A and 1B would be Mooch, y'all senior year, 2015, at Dominican. Like that team was special too. With Austin, Taiwan, Diamond Stone, Garrison Good. Like Kostas was a junior that year.
Yeah.
And then you had, a lot of role players with that too. And, I think we basically just ran through everybody.
Right.
That year. Like it wasn't
Right.
I think
And I tell people all the time, like, they don't even know kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it take a lot, like, to get there, you know what I'm saying? Like, in multiple years, it take a lot. Like, and it's a lot of stuff that people don't see. That happened, whether it's high school, college, NBA. It's a lot of stuff that happens, behind the scenes that nobody really knows. So I just feel like it was definitely well worth it for sure.
No, for sure. And I mean, for me to be able to see, what it took to win, in 2015 and 2016, with Dominican, and then see a lot of the same BS and a lot of the same drama and all that stuff, what it took, to win in 2019 with Nicolet. The comparisons are real. I mean, you got a high major, athlete attracting a lot of attention, in Diamond Stone in 2015, and then a high major athlete attracted so much attention in 2019 with Jalen Johnson, and you can add in Jamari, for that matter too. It just was like, it was crazy. Like it was crazy. Like people like, and I said it earlier, like people don't want, not everybody who's clapping for you want to see you win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we had to really just realize in 2015, 2016, and in 2019. It just was, it was real. It was real.
For sure. So we're done with the quick hitters. We got two more questions for you. These are the last two.
Okay.
And we want you to really think about these, kind of give us an answer on these two.
All
right. So Khalif, obviously, us three, on a pretty personal level. I know you've known us for quite some time. So what advice would you give to someone like, Cameron, Austin, and myself, and even anyone else that, that looks like us and is trying to do something positive in the city of Milwaukee?
Yeah, I would say, whatever it is, like seek to perfect it. So like whatever you're doing, like don't half-ass it at all. Like really, really, really focus on the details, because that's where a lot of people fall short. And really, I mean, if we breaking it back down into basketball terms, it's the follow through. Like that's one of the most important pieces of your jump shot. Like follow through. Like, and you translate that into the business world or just adulthood period. It's like you got to follow through. Like whether that's an email response, a text response, calling somebody back. You go meet somebody. You want to make sure that you make sure you send them an email in a timely manner. Like just follow through. Like just do the small things. Do the small things really, really good, and that'll separate you from a lot of people.
And with this last question, this is kind of deep. What's like something that people don't know about Khalif El Amin?
Oh man, man, I don't know. I would probably have to say like and it might not come off like this, but I'm a relatively cheap dude. Like I'm cheap. Like I love sneakers. I love kicks, but like I would much rather brag about how much of a bargain I got on something than how much I spent on something. Like if I see something, like I'm never gonna like impulse buy. Like that's just not me. It's not in my nature. So like I sit on something for like a week, 2 weeks, couple months. Like I have no problem shopping on the clearance rack, like whatever. And like really, when you got 2 kids, like some of that stuff is kind of forced, but you know, some of that stuff is just like, you know, it's like I don't need, like I don't, like I can rock this same $15 shirt, get my stuff off, and you know,
Free
for
game.
you know what I mean, for people who, you know, spending $200, you know, on a shirt, or you know, $500 on an outfit. It's like, nah, bro, like. I'm Zara, H&M, you know, Macy's clearance rack. Like so I think that's like, just because like I'm that good at like bargain shopping. Like I get like nice quality, but I won't sacrifice. I'm not gonna sacrifice quality for you know, for the price. Like if I do have to pay a little bit more for a better quality or something, I'm gonna do that. Like I ain't gonna get a sweater or a shirt, and you know, I wear it one time, it's, you know, unraveling. You know, I got a pile of a thread, you know, in a you know, on the floor. But yeah, man, I think that's probably the main thing. Is like I'm a pretty cheap dude when it's all said and done.
No, for sure. So that basically wraps up everything. We just kind of want to thank you, you know, for coming on and spending time with us. We want to actually give you an opportunity to shout out anybody. I'm gonna give everybody around here an opportunity to shout out maybe one person, business, you know, organization, thing like that you want to give some light to.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that one. Who I can shout out? Man, I really just I want to shout out y'all. Like I'll shout out y'all. Like, I mean, we need this. The city needs this. The world needs this. You know, at a time like this. You know, just with the pandemic and everybody, you know, trying to figure out what's next and trying to, you know, find some form of normalcy. Like this is what's needed, man. Like to be on a Zoom call with, you know, 3 other, you know, African American young men, like it's inspiring for me, you know, for me to know, you know, y'all 3, and to see like where y'all were at one point and like where y'all are now. Like it's just, you know, just keeps going. So I would say, you know, shout out y'all parents. Like I know, you know, I know Sai, obviously I know y'all parents. Like it's like, man, just shout out y'all parents for raising some great young men. So man, just keep it up, because man, they watching like offline. I'll tell y'all about some BS that happened today, but
okay,
just make sure you know, you just make sure you stand on it, man. Make sure you stand on it for sure.
For sure. Cam, who you got?
Shout out everybody at Whitewater.
Okay.
On this show. Okay. I can't wait to go back.
Miles, who you got?
I'm gonna shout out my mom. So she actually just started a new position, executive director at College Possible. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. I know they're actually headquartered in Minneapolis, but they do have a Milwaukee office. So she's, you know, obviously working out of the Milwaukee office. But I mean, quarantine has not slowed her down at all. So that's definitely been something that's inspirational for me, because you know, it's real easy to get complacent, and especially with me being home all the time, it's real easy to lay around and do a lot of all day. But I mean, she's up early, working hard, and you know, trying to make sure she got all her ducks in the line. So I'm like, let me follow suit. Let me make sure that I got my stuff straight as well. So that's what I'm shouting out.
No, that's right. That's love, man. I actually got 3 for y'all. You know, so the first one I'm gonna have to give my parents. You know, just to hold it down. You know, it's not easy when you got kids, all your kids out of the house, and then they come back for this long period of time. It's not easy. So I want to shout them out for holding us down. You know, things like that. Second, I want to shout out, you know, Vanderbilt men's basketball. You know, it was a rough year if you look from record wise, but at the same time, you know, we're making big strides. Shout out to Coach Stack, you know, holding it down, and I think we're building something good for the future. And then, you know, last, I just want to shout you out, Khalif. You somebody that I met, you know, a long time ago, and you had a real big influence on, you know, my life, and not just my basketball journey, but what I do, you know, off the court. So I just want to thank you for that, and thank you for coming on and spending your time with us today. So we appreciate you, man.
That's love. Appreciate you,
man. Hey, man, so we signing out. You know, that's episode 4. You know, it's all done. Catch us, you know, at the Poise Movement, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Take it easy, y'all.